My name is Don Barco. I'm owner of King Corona Cigars, and we're in the heart of the historic district of Ybor City. There was an actual person named Ybor. His name was Vicente Martinez Ybor, and he came here in the early 1880s and brought the cigar industry to Tampa, in particular to what later became known. Back then it was known as Mr. Ybor's City when they first started. And so he brought, Ybor City was a swamp with alligators and snakes and mosquitoes. And he came in and did quite a remarkable thing. He built housing for 700 homes for the Cuban cigar workers, which was the initial group that he brought in with cigar rollers from Cuba. He built 700 homes and sold them to the cigar workers for the price of $1.50 a week for 10 years at no interest. And then he invited all of his friends in the cigar business that he knew to come to Ybor City to start this, what later became known as the cigar capital of the world. And he didn't have the first cigar factory himself, but he had the first brick cigar factory, and it's still standing. It's, we call it now Ybor Square, and it takes up almost a city block. So Mr. Ybor was quite a special person. He did all that at the age of 68 years old, when most people are starting to wind things down. He was just getting cranked up. So probably in the 100 years ago, to put things in perspective as to the type of business that Ybor City was doing, today in the United States we import 800 million to 900 million cigars into the United States. At that time in Ybor City alone, we were making almost 800 million cigars a year ourselves here. Wow. So Mr. Ybor did quite a special thing. And so we're, 100 years or so on down the line, and we're a historic district now, and our biggest resource is our history. And what makes that so important are the people that were here back then. First the Cubans, then the Spanish, and then the Italians. And there were also a lot of the Jews owned a lot of the businesses here. They built a lot of this building that we're in. So it was really a microcosm of the melting pot that we call America. And we did it here in Ybor City, and it worked. And just as then, what made Ybor City special were its people. Today, besides our history, that's still what is making Ybor City special, is our culture and an atmosphere that I've not experienced anyplace else.
Sure.
So I came into the cigar business about 30 years ago. My end to the business is my wife's family. Her great-grandparents came here. They were some of the people that Ybor brought in. And her grandfather started in the industry when he was 8 years old. Of course, child labor laws were a lot different back then. And in the late 30s, he started his own little chinchad. And when I came into the business, Mario was kind of sickly, and my father-in-law, Jerry Garcia, had come out of retirement to keep the business going. And then my wife and I came in, and that was with our old company. It was called Tampa Rico Cigars. And then when my father-in-law retired, we started this new company, King Corona Cigars. And we're housed in what really was an icon in Ybor City for about 60 years. This used to be a women's dress shop. It was called Raul Vega. And it was the place where all the women came to buy their wedding dresses and school clothes for their children. And so I've been here, in February, it'll be 18 years. And when we first opened, we were only doing cigars. But we've evolved into, we have a coffee bar with our own lines of coffee. We sell beer and wine. We have probably 50 different craft beers and some great wines, and we serve food. We do sandwiches, salads, and tapas, and they're made fresh daily right here. We only use the best ingredients. A lot of people don't even know we do food. We do some really good food. And of course, our core business, what started everything, what started this conversation over 100 years ago, cigars, that's still the core of our business. We, as you can see behind me, we sell a lot of cigars.